Welcome, parents. We often hear the question, what does it really take to make a video game? Well, in this quick explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on our game design and development course and show you the incredible journey your student is about to take.
So, let's start with that big question. You might think making a game is all about frantic coding or maybe just raw artistic talent. But as your student is about to find out, it's so much more than that. Because making a game, it's not just a technical task. It's truly an act of world building. It's this amazing journey that fuses technology with storytelling, creativity with critical thinking, and, individual passion with real-world project management skills.
We're going to follow that journey through 4 key stages. We'll start with the course blueprint, see how an idea goes from a spark to a real concept, then get into building the game engine and wrap it all up with the final capstone showcase.
Okay, let's dive right in by looking at the foundation for the entire course. What are the big picture goals we're really aiming for this year?
So the whole course is built on these essential standards. And you can see, this isn't just a random collection of projects, it's a very intentional path. We guide students from understanding the culture and even the ethics of games, all the way to mastering the logic, the programming, and the career skills they'll need to succeed.
And here's what's so important. Your student isn't just learning about games, they're getting these incredibly valuable transferable skills. They're going to learn how to manage a big project from start to finish, how to solve really complex problems, and how to communicate their vision, skills that are in huge demand across the entire tech industry.
So let's jump into the first part of the year and see how this all gets started. I mean, how does a simple little idea become a concrete, workable plan for an entire game? Well, it all begins with a structured creative process. Students don't just jump straight into coding. Nope. First, they have to learn the core theories of what actually makes a game engaging and fun. Then they brainstorm a bunch of ideas, pick the best one, and really flesh it out into a formal pitch. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Students learn this core framework called MDA. It teaches them to think like a professional designer. They learn to break down how a game's rules, its mechanics, lead to what players actually do, the dynamics, which in turn creates the feeling or the aesthetics of the game. It's kind of the secret sauce behind what makes a game fun. And all of this initial learning, it builds up to their first major project of the year, the game pitch proposal. This is where their idea really starts to feel real. And believe me, this isn't some simple book report. It's a full-on plan of action. It forces them to define every single key aspect of their game before they write one line of code. We're talking story, character sketches, the world, the menus, even the controls. Okay, so with that solid plan in place, students then spend the second and third quarters getting their hands dirty, building up all the technical and artistic skills they need to bring that vision to life.
The main tool for all of this is what's called a game engine. We totally demystify this powerful technology. We teach them how to use professional software that handles all the heavy lifting, things like graphics and physics, so they can focus on the fun part, the design and the logic of their game.
One of the very first technical decisions they'll have to make is what dimension their world will be in. Is it going to be a 2D world, like a classic side-scroller, or an immersive 3D world with depth and perspective? It's a huge choice that actually impacts everything that comes after, from the art style to the way levels are designed.
And over these middle quarters, they'll just dive into a whole series of hands-on projects, covering all these areas. They'll learn to code interactions, design really clever and challenging levels, bring characters to life with animation, and even control things like lighting and sound to create the perfect mood. So all of this builds and builds towards the grand finale of the course, the year-end capstone showcase, where every student builds their very own original game, completely from the ground up.
Now, a huge part of this final project isn't just the game itself, it's the professional paperwork behind it. Students create what's called a game design document, or a GDD. This is the official blueprint that real development studios use to keep these massive, multi-million-dollar projects on track. It's an absolutely critical real-world skill.
And as you can see, the final game is, well, it's no small feat. It's a complete test of everything they've learned all year, requiring them to pull together original art, coded characters, multiple levels with a story, and a complete user interface. The whole shebang. So how do we grade something this big? We use a pretty detailed rubric, and it shows how much we value the entire process. It's not just about, does the game work? We're assessing their storytelling, their technical skills, their artistic choices, and really importantly, the quality of their professional planning.
And that really gets to the heart of what this class is all about. It's designed to be a real-world holistic experience. We're not just teaching isolated skills like coding or drawing, we're teaching a creative process and a professional mindset that prepares them for all kinds of different roles.
And these skills, they open up so many doors to a huge variety of exciting and rewarding careers. Whether they dream of becoming a programmer, an artist, a writer, or a project manager, this class provides a really powerful foundation for whatever future they choose. We are just so incredibly excited to see what amazing, imaginative, and inspiring worlds your students are going to dream up, design, and build this year. The only question left is, what world will your student create?